Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat, number one podcast in the world. It's Sunday night. We have a fun, kind of interesting episode. We do our recap of our 12 hours in the desert at Coachella.
Yep.
We also have a bunch of people with us in the studio today. We got the Superline crew and the Any Means Necessary crew representing Atlanta and Ohio. So we are getting diverse opinions about the future state of, America, what people think.
Yeah.
Coachella was a eye-opening experience as always.
It's a great reflection of where the country really is. We have no idea.
I know exactly where it's at.
Yeah, maybe you do.
And we got a couple news topics. We'll get into that. And then that's it. It's going to be a fun episode.
Thank you, and I'm sorry.
Thank you. And I'm sorry for you to have to listen to this episode. Let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, Kathys, we are back with another episode of Group Chat. Typically, this episode would not happen.
Yep.
Because at least I'd still be at Coachella.
Yeah.
But this year, Drama is at Coachella.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That he's the young one of the bunch?
I know. I was always the young one of the bunch.
Yeah.
Even though I'm substantially older than everybody here.
But Drama's holding it down right now.
Yeah, so Coachella weekend is upon us. I have a lot of thoughts.
I have so many, it's insane.
So, one of the reasons why I have a lot of thoughts, which we'll get into, like, getting there and doing all that. But yesterday afternoon, when we ran into Drama and his girlfriend, she's like, "Do you want a gummy?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not? I want to get high." And I don't really smoke weed ever.
Right.
Occasionally a liquid, THC, whatever. So I took this gummy. Fuck. I was gone.
What's interesting is
so I had so much time to think because I wasn't speaking.
Yeah, that gummy hit you.
Yeah, I was silent.
And it was only 5 milligrams.
I know.
Which is considered a low dose.
It is a low dose. And I was like, because I just don't, it's just not used to my body. And
so let's expand on that right now, because we went to the Poosh party, which is Kourtney Kardashian's blog. Camp Poosh, H Wood did their party.
Yeah.
And they had a mushroom station and a weed station.
Yeah. And a mushroom ice cream.
So this is like completely mainstream now.
Yeah.
Which is not something that's typical. Obviously, everyone's doing all of this in Coachella, but this is now like, hey, you're at the party.
Here, pick up whatever drugs you need for the weekend.
Yeah. Which I thought was very fascinating.
And it's interesting. The mushrooms were in chocolate and ice cream form.
Yeah, chocolate squares are a big deal at Coachella.
Yeah, I picked up one. I didn't have it yet. It started melting. It was gross. I couldn't. But I'm going to try it.
No, but it's just
curious.
It's interesting how, the youth have just transitioned into this, right?
That's a light word for it.
I'm not getting into that.
Well, we should get into that because I think it's really interesting. My perspective of Coachella, this was the first Coachella where I genuinely felt old and kind of out of touch.
And you went last year.
Last year, I did not feel that way at all. No. And obviously, we didn't even make it to the festival. We left like 10 some odd time in the morning, got to Indio around 1, went to this party at this beautiful site called Camp Poosh, hung out there for a little bit, and then we went to the Revolve Festival. And what I noticed was, one, I think the first shock was the music, right? Like when you look at the lineup, it just shows that, like, we talked about this, we're out. Mm-hmm. We're out to lunch. Yep. Like the music genres that have become popular and the artists are so different than, what we grew up listening to or even can relate to. I mean, if you look at the number of artists at Coachella that do not speak a lick of English, it's pretty fascinating.
Right.
Because what's interesting is if you look at like like Bad Bunny obviously is, last year was the biggest artist of the year. So it made sense for him to, headline. Blackpink, global superstar,
Sure.
Whatever. But like, if I just, on the way here, I looked at Spotify's like top songs, it's Morgan Wallen. It's not, Coachella is going in a very, very different direction than what even mainstream music is listening to. Because Frank Ocean hasn't even put out an album and God knows when.
Right.
So it's pretty interesting. Like, they know they could put anyone up there.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So I guess be experimental and see if you can bring in a new crowd. Because to my point was when, we were with a group of friends and we all were commenting how it felt very different. And I think it goes to how kids are dressing, how the music they're listening to, they're on mushrooms and weed. Like, it's not like any of these things are new, but now it's just so mainstream. Like, just the way kids were dressing, it is very much a gender fluid society in Coachella land.
So I'm curious where you think, if someone were to look at us at 25, so 15, 16 years ago, would they be like, these kids are crazy?
We were not like bleeding edge in any way. Go look at our pictures. We were just morons drinking Bud Light.
Yeah, but my point is, every generation gets scrutinized.
Sure. I just don't think, like, okay, if you look at like us at Coachella 15 years ago, it wasn't that like, I don't know. I didn't think it was like some sort of creative, cool space. It wasn't at all.
But I think, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to be the old guy being like, oh, they're out to lunch.
I don't think they're out to lunch. I just think we are old.
Yes, that's my point.
We are out to lunch.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we don't understand what this new generation
and by the way,
towards.
That is only in the Coachella land. And I know for a fact that is not the rest of the country. What you saw at Coachella is not reflective is what's happening in the rest of the country. Because Morgan Wallen is the number one artist in America right now. So that's more reflective of what's actually happening than the rest of the country. And you saw like the Bud Light CEO back the fuck up this weekend. Donald Trump Jr.'s doubling. He went to double down on Bud Light because they probably called him and were like, yeah, we've given you all this money. What are you talking about? I think Coachella just represents a different subculture group, which is very diverse. It's very interesting. It's cool. It is bleeding edge in terms of like what people are into and the music. And I think that's fine. I just think we're just old now.
It's the first time I felt out of touch at Coachella.
Yeah.
And we went last year. I only went for a day last year, but I definitely felt out of touch.
Yeah. I mean, just like the style and, what people, the music, it was just not anything I was familiar with.
Yeah. And we heard kind of like the cool guy party on Saturday night was the Blackpink after party.
Yeah.
Which we would never have thought that would be the cool guy after party.
Yeah. Well, there was also traditional neon carnival.
No, I know, but like where the real celebs were.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that there was plenty of parties that all
Leo's everywhere.
Yeah, Leo's everywhere. He went to every party. And then we went to the Revolve Festival, which obviously is like insane. It's like literally like it's like what Coachella was 20 years ago.
It's a great version. Drama actually put it pretty nicely. We were all hanging out and he's like, this is what I want to experience.
Yeah.
We got Coachella at Revolve.
Yeah. You get what you want, a smaller environment, easier parking.
Yeah.
Easy to get a drink, go to the bathroom, get a snack. It's easy.
Yeah. There's no pressure. There's nothing.
Yeah. And it was obviously extremely well done. It's so over the top. What's interesting is like, between that party and the party we went before, like, we had like insane food. It's unlimited. Like the amount of money people spend at these events, the corporations, to give like basically a bunch of idiots a good time.
But they want the images, right?
Of the idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the images, compound.
Yeah. I get it. It's just fascinating to me that the amount, it's like insane free stuff.
Yes.
Like whatever you want is free. It's pretty wild.
Nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Food, drinks. What do you want? You want this? You want that? You want a vegan food? You want a smoothie? You want a
Sweet candy?
smart sweets? Yeah, whatever you want, you could get. It was. You got some sunscreen.
I got sunscreen. I need it
Yeah.
before we went on for the day.
And then I think the music. I mean, looks like people enjoyed Bad Bunny. I think it's like if you're into his music, it sounded like you thought it was like the most epic performance. I have friends who went who was like not into it, and they said, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, so I think Bad Bunny. I think if you rewind, like the festival on TikTok was incredible.
Yeah.
I went through everything today.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I had FOMO was today.
Yeah.
Because you watched Bad Bunny, which I heard from people that were actually at the festival that it was a terrible set because the music wasn't like
Loud enough?
Yeah. And there was like a lot of pauses and all this stuff. But in the sense that Metro Boomin looked insane on TikTok.
Yeah.
And he brought out Future, 21 Savage, The Weeknd.
Yeah.
And
Which is
Justin
insane.
Bieber was dancing.
Yeah.
Seemed pretty cool.
That was, if I had gone, that would have been the one that I would have actually gone to watch.
Yeah, someone said that the Sahara tent was basically packed from the front to basically the Ferris wheel.
What tent did Blink 182 do?
I don't know.
I saw the drone footage of that. It was insane. To me, like, after watching all the performances and just seeing kids' reaction, my guess is Blink was the best show of the weekend because it's, if you
I actually would say Calvin Harris.
I didn't see the video. Look
TikTok
good?
Calvin Harris is
Yeah.
pretty hot.
The thing about Coachella is if you don't have music where people don't know the words to it, like when they know the words to the songs,
Yeah,
it's
Blink's
so
hot.
epic. It's so awesome. And that's why like all the classic rock guys, they crush Coachella because everyone knows the words and you're singing along and it's like 100,000 people singing along. Or even when Kanye did it or Jay-Z did it,
Yep.
it was so insane with everyone singing the words to the songs.
No, I will say Blink on TikTok looked insane.
Insane. I would say to me that felt like the most special performance.
And Calvin Harris felt like old school Coachella.
Yeah.
Because Coachella, at least from my experience, because I only went starting 2012.
You went during the EDM era.
Yes, that felt like Coachella.
Yeah. The other thing I think is the like similar to like life now, everyone's interested into everything else. It's very hard for like one artist to command. Like very few artists could go on there and command the whole audience. Like maybe Travis or someone like that is a new artist that could do that.
No, totally.
Pretty hard.
It's tough, right?
Yeah.
Because everything's so fragmented.
Yeah. You're like, why are you? I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're not into that genre, like why would you even listen to it? But it's pretty fascinating how many foreign artists were there.
Yeah. I mean, Blackpink, Bad Bunny.
Diljit.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
That's what I saw the most on TikTok.
Well, you're Indian. I'm sure if you were Mexican, you would see the most of Spanish artists.
I saw a lot of Bad Bunny too.
they know how to feed you. They're like, oh, this
Yeah.
Indian guy did Coachella.
No, so Diljit
Yeah.
is a Punjabi Bhangra singer
Yeah.
that I don't know which tent he was at, but Diplo was dancing his face off to this Bhangra music and it went viral.
Got it.
And it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It also like it's a testament to Diplo. He just knows how to just stay cool.
Yeah.
Like just always stay relevant.
Yeah.
Always keep like evolving, always keep like getting to the next set of music. And
Well, he sampled a lot of old school Indian music.
he also
in his-
lived in India too.
Yeah.
He did a whole post how he lived in India. Like,
Yeah. So I mean, I think the good thing for the festival, it's such an international festival now. So I'm sure that's why the music has evolved and changed and what kids are into.
I will say I didn't have FOMO until I watched TikTok today. And then I was like, I had FOMO from the festival today,
Yeah.
being like, I saw the moments that were like really big. And, we just went like,
In and out.
in and out. hung out for the events and stuff. And then I was like, oh yeah, I missed that.
I'll tell you, even though I felt like angry old man, I'll be back next year.
Yeah.
I want to go and just do it the proper way that we used to do it.
Yeah, I think.
I just need a new crew. I need to ditch all you guys.
Who's the new crew?
I'm going to find a new crew.
Wait,
I'm
why
not
are you,
hanging out with old people.
wait, why are you ditching us?
You guys are just old. You're washed. You don't even know the music.
Do you?
I need someone that I want to go with people that know what's going on. I mean, the highlight of our trip was going to Guillermo's at Palm Springs, Mexican
Oh, so
restaurant.
you're disappointed about that?
What?
That Guillermo's was the highlight.
Well, I mean, I don't think Guillermo's is the highlight, but there was a lot of talk about Guillermo's today. I mean, look, I think the reality is we're holding on for dear life for our youth, and Coachella is our last hope of youth.
Yeah, and I think we can still experience it.
I agree.
I don't think it's lost.
No, we could do it. I mean, like, I actually thought, I think my Coachella experience, it would be very different, but I think I'll get really excited one day if my kids are into music, and I went with them.
What age would you take your kids to Coachella?
13.
So 10 years or 8 years.
Yeah. Would take them 13. If they were into music, like that was something they were interested in,
Interesting.
I feel like that would be like a different experience.
Yeah, but in terms of what you want to experience, you want to go next year with a separate group of people.
New crew. Younger, cooler.
Give me some names.
I don't know. I don't have these people yet in my life. I'm looking for 25 to 30-year-olds. You know.
So people can audition.
Maybe it'll be like America's Got Talent. You have 5 lucky people get to go to Coachella with Dee. I'll have everything set up, but you have to be fun.
Fun?
Fun.
But
Dancing.
then you're going to give them all the passes to everything.
Yeah. But you got to be fun. If you're not fun, you're out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hungover. I can't do anything. You're out. You get kicked out of the house.
You got to keep going every night.
Every night. I mean, I have no problem. It's more people around me are the ones that can't handle it.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
But yeah, it was a fun week, fun day. I guess 12 hours.
No, so the biggest thing, the cool guy thing to say, I want to really emphasize this. It's like, I'm here for Frank.
Yeah.
That was like, if you're a cool guy at Coachella,
Yeah.
I'm here for Frank.
That's it.
That's it.
One guy.
One guy. He's Sunday night.
Yeah.
Everyone said that. So why are you here Saturday?
Yeah.
If you're here for Frank,
Frank's not here today.
Frank's Sunday night.
But you can still catch a vibe.
No, but I just thought it was really curious how.
You know why they're here for Frank? Because they literally do not know anyone else on the list.
How many people do you think that said, I'm here for Frank Ocean, actually know any of his songs?
30%.
Right. But it's a cool thing to say.
Yeah.
Because no one want to say, I'm here for Blackpink.
Yeah.
Even though Blackpink's a monster, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a massive act.
Yeah.
No one want to say that.
You got to find like a cool thing.
I can't honestly tell you the number of people that told me, I'm here for Frank.
Maybe Sinatra. He's a big Palm Springs guy.
Sinatra was a big. If they said Sinatra, I respected that. No one was there for Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
They made that as an excuse to why they're being a fuckboy and hanging out.
Just hanging out.
We are very admittedly, we went for jokes. And
I went to laugh.
We went to laugh.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I laughed. One of the things I laughed the hardest at was on the drive home, you fell asleep and you had a drink in your hand and you spilled it all over the floor. And I was dying laughing.
Because it went on my socks?
Yes.
Is that a big deal?
I mean, I was just high. I don't know. It was funny.
It's a big topic of conversation in the group chat.
Yes, it was good. It was very entertaining. All right, let's move on. The big thing in music over the weekend was actually not Coachella. It was actually that some guy on TikTok, Ghostwriter, blah, 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 put out an AI developed Drake and Weeknd song.
Yep.
And obviously it went viral and it sounds unbelievable. For a fake song, it's so good. Actually, we should just play it. It has no copyright issues. No one cares about it.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's not real.
It's all
but
relevant.
what it was fascinating was really like your head starts thinking like what's possible now.
I came in with my ex like Selena, the flex, bumping Justin Bieber, the fever and left. She know what she need, or she blessed.
That is a fake song. It sounds exactly like him.
Yeah, his vocals have been generative AI all over the internet.
Yeah.
And you can make any song if you just put input and say, I want Drake to sing it.
Yeah. And even there's a lot of people doing that with Kanye.
Yep.
Like Kanye sings whatever, happy birthday.
Yeah, there's Drake doing country.
Yeah.
There's Kanye doing country.
Yeah.
AI is a problem.
What's interesting is like, how do you, as very similarly, I remember in the 90s when Napster kind of started brewing. If you actually think about what happened, music industry beat technology. Like they figured out, they sued the shit out of everyone that copyrighted music and they found a new solution, which is streaming. And now the music business is on fire, right? Like everyone said it was the death of the music industry.
Yep.
I mean, if I'm Drake and Weeknd and all these people, I just start suing everybody to make it clear that you cannot use our voices or our likeness.
But who are you suing?
The person
Can't
that created it.
sue Twitter 99111.
Yeah, you can. And once you sue them,
Every single person.
yeah, sue them all.
Because everyone can do it.
You know what? You could do an AI lawsuit. Fucking sue everybody.
Yeah, I think the cat's out of the bag, and I don't think they have weaponry to actually combat this.
I don't know. MP3 felt chaotic too, and they sued everyone to the
But
ground.
that was very different. It was centralized. This is now
No, but they were
you have-
suing individual college kids
you
back
have
then.
3 billion users that can do this.
Sue them all.
And how are you going to get the money?
Just
Some guy in Malaysia that's doing a Drake vocal. How are you going to find him? And what court are you going to sue him in?
Malaysian.
Yeah, good luck. Where's Jolo?
Where is he?
He's in China.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If he does
He's-
a Drake
he
song,
stole $8
they should
billion.
sue his ass.
Jolo stole $8 billion. He's in
It's
China.
easier to steal money than steal Drake's voice.
I don't think there's a solution to this. And this is why we've talked about AI as being like so problematic. It's like, there's no solution to this.
But you could build a piece of AI software that detects everything that is not an original Drake song and get it shut down. 100% you could do that.
Is Elon going to do that?
Elon doesn't, but some other Indian dork will.
No, but it's going to be, I mean, the Drake lyrics are on Twitter. So is Elon going to stop this?
But you
Isn't
can
this
build...
his fault? He's the one. He's the guy, right?
Yeah.
He's the guy that's saying.
But it's not just Twitter. It's on Instagram too.
Yeah, but okay, so it's 3 platforms.
But here's the thing is music rights are very sensitive to social media platforms. They need them. They need the rights to the music. So they have to work with the labels and the artists and make sure if Drake for some reason is like unhappy about this, Universal Music will start filing lawsuits. They'll file it against the social media networks. And then the social media networks will have to build technology and software. They figured this out with the MP3 era.
this is way different. It's impossible.
But
I'm telling you, it's
but if there's
impossible.
no distribution platform for it, then it's done.
So what are you saying? That you can't distribute all these AI generated lyrics?
If it's blocked off of Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, it becomes harder. It's not possible, but it's harder.
How are you blocking it?
You sue Twitter. You tell them you figure it out. It was the same thing until record labels started getting royalties on the music being used. They were not allowed to use the music. And you remember when you posted a video back in the day, the music would just get removed instantly. It's not that hard. That's it. This is actually an easy fix It doesn't stop from the music being created. I think it can stop from the music to get distributed. I don't think it's that hard to stop.
I don't think the platforms have the technology to be able to.
Why? The same way you can create a
incentivized to do
song, you can create program to just block it. I don't think it's that hard. Just use Auto GPT. Boom, boom, boom. You're done.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think it's too big of a.
I know it's, but this is the problem with AI, right? They're going to do this for every industry.
Yeah.
It's not just music. It's not just art. It's everything. And we don't have the capabilities in corporations to solve this. That's the problem.
I think technology companies can 100% solve it. I think Google can solve it. I think Microsoft can solve it.
They're not incentivized to.
They are if Universal Music sues them for $10 billion. That's the problem. There's court still.
But I also think it's too widespread in the sense that any individual, the cat's out of the bag. It's not like, oh, Napster, sure.
No, but they were suing individuals back then. When I was in college,
yeah, I know.
Individuals got sued.
They would pick individuals just to make an example of.
Yeah.
Now it's 5 billion users.
Yeah.
How are you going to sue them? It's not possible.
But you can write programs to block people from posting illegal music. They can instantly know.
I don't think Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is incentivized right now to do that.
They will once they get sued.
So it's going to take years.
No, they'll get sued. I guarantee you these lawsuits will be filing. You think Universal Music is going to let someone make a Drake and Weeknd song and fucking release it? Hell no.
Yeah, I don't think they have an option to stop the next person, is my point. Because it's going to be the next person.
Yeah, but I think if there's...
It's individuals. Right now, like the technology is so easy to use. Because what you're saying in Napster, yeah, it was like a handful of really smart technology guys.
But the music was out everywhere. The MP3s were on everyone's local hard drives.
But it's a distribution, which is the problem. Right now, with
the distribution
AI,
is a problem.
Anyone can do this. Any college kid can make a Drake song.
I know, but if you block it all off all the platforms, for example...
How can you block every 21-year-old kid from making a Drake Weeknd song?
You can.
How?
They were literally blocking music 5 years ago on Instagram if you illegally used it. If you used a song that did not get Universal's permission, you couldn't fucking use it. It's not that hard. You're the same way you're overestimating AI, you're underestimating basic blocking technology they've had before.
I think
if it's not a music that is registered,
and it's just music, and you know how terrifying it is for everything else.
Well, I only care about music, so I don't care about everything else.
You're
I don't want to hear fake fucking Drake Weeknd songs.
Yeah, you're trying to get back to Coachella.
Yeah.
With real music.
Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, yeah. Next up, fucking robots. That's what's going to happen next.
Yeah, it is.
That's when Coachella's over.
We're close.
Just
enjoy
a bunch
next
of
year.
it. Yeah.
Next year might be the last.
No, you know what's going to happen is the more all this stuff happens, the more people are doubling and tripling down on real life shit. The real life stuff will become it'll be the coolest thing to do. It will not be doing a fake Drake.
I hope you're right.
I know I'm right. It's just, think about it.
You say you know I'm right.
The thing is, think about it. Who goes to Coachella? Let's use Coachella as an example. There was a bunch of kids this weekend. 100,000 people went to Coachella this weekend, right? If you include all the parties, riffraff like we were, 200,000 people. Compared those 200,000 people who were on fucking Mid-Journey this weekend. Tell me you had a better time.
Sure.
And I think eventually word's going to spread.
So you think, your estimation is basically AI and all this shit is going to bring people back to real life.
Yeah. I think you're going to be like, think about it like this. Do I believe a fully AI generated?
Here's the problem, right? Like we're at Revolve Fest and Zach Bia, superstar, DJing. What is everyone doing? Just on their phone.
Yeah. But they want to capture the moment.
Right. They're not in real life.
But I think that will change too.
When will we get to the point where they don't want to they want to put the phone down?
When someone else is capturing everything all the time, then you could put the phone down. That's what I do because I have Brian.
Yeah, Brian's a good capture.
Our friend Brian Torres captured my entire adult life. I have no pictures on my phone from, I don't have any pictures from 1998 to like 2016, basically. But Brian has everything about every phase of my life as an adult.
So he's your AI.
He's my AI.
Everyone needs their AI.
Yeah.
So they can enjoy real life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have like 4 pictures. I took one group picture of us. I have nothing from of the weekend.
He was taking a lot of pictures.
He has tons. And so in 10 years from now, I'll be like, remember in 2023, the other picture of the restaurant we went to? Boom, Guillermo's. Here you go. He probably took a picture of the burrito. You got to have people like that. I think I'm not as worried about AI because when you go to real life stuff, like how many people, I got DM'd so many people that went to the Masters last weekend, said it was like the greatest experience. People that went to Waste Management, Super Bowl, Art Basel, Coachella, whatever you go to, everyone has such a good time. I went to Hawaii last weekend. I went to Miami.
You know what's fun about our age group? And I think it's specific to our age group. We don't post anymore. We
Yeah.
actually just enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
So I wonder when younger people transition to that. Because none of us posted one thing.
I mean, who gives a shit what we're doing also?
No, but my point is we don't think that's important.
No.
We don't think it's relevant to our friends. No one cares.
Because here's the reality at our age. I don't give a shit what you're doing. You don't give a shit what I'm doing.
Yeah. No, but I think that's interesting transition in life where you're like, okay.
You're just doing it for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
We went for ourselves.
Yeah.
We went to go make fun of our friends
Yes.
and just sit, talk shit, eat a burrito,
Yeah.
and go home.
And it was great.
It's great.
I had an amazing day.
But we weren't kind of,
Seeking validation.
yes.
That's just a youth thing. I think
You think it's just the age thing? You think
Yeah.
we're just at the age where we're like, we don't give a shit if anyone cares we're here?
No, I don't give a shit.
No, I know we don't. I'm just saying, you think we reached that point because of our age?
I think most of our peers are at an age where they just want to do stuff for themselves.
Yeah, yesterday was for ourselves.
Yes.
We did not post one thing.
Yeah.
Neither of us.
Brian posted.
Yeah. He's the historian.
He's a historian. He's our historian. But yeah, I mean, I that's why I think that it's going to go the other way.
But what age does that happen where people are like, I don't care about posting?
I don't know. We actually have a packed house today of people at the studio. Eric,
Yeah.
you're 30 years old. I still see you posting. What do you post about? Get near the mic.
Get
near the
closer to the mic.
Just post all troll stuff
Troll stuff.
about how I need to stop being a cheap Korean, life lessons,
Yeah.
dumb stuff.
Do you post your social life though?
No, I just don't want to get robbed.
That's because you live in Atlanta.
That's because I live in Atlanta and I don't know. I don't want to get robbed.
Okay. That's your real rationale.
That and like I just don't want like I don't know. I live in Atlanta. It's a small fish or it's a small pond and like I don't know. It's like if you grow up in a small town, everyone around you is just kind of like it's like kind of sickening just to like see what everyone's up to. Whereas like when you live in a big town like this, it's like there's just so much, you know?
Yeah.
But in
you
Atlanta,
can just
it's-
get drowned out by someone else's.
Yeah. Like out here, it's like who am I? Nobody. But like in Atlanta, it's like well, I could go to a Hawks game courtside, but I could never go to courtside out here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the nosebleeds out here.
Is that the price difference?
Huh? It's the price difference. Yeah. I mean,
It's
Atlanta,
access too.
it's access and Atlanta courtside is like, bro, you could spend like $800. $800 on like a, you know, sometimes I snipe it for like $600.
Courtside?
Courtside.
I need to go to Atlanta.
It's like a Tuesday night game though. Spurs. There's nobody there. But hey, you get free pizza and free tequila. Yeah.
Wow, it's cheaper for us to fly there and
Yeah.
watch. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
Like courtside out here is what, like 25 grand, 15 grand.
I mean, you can't get them. That's the problem.
That's
with
the problem.
courtside
You can't
in LA.
even get the access.
Like I have 2 friends that have 4 seats each. It's like it's the most valuable real estate in LA.
That's crazy.
Because no one will ever sell their seats.
In Atlanta, all it is I just signed up. It's $2,500 deposit. That's it. Charge to the Amex. I wait in line for like 6 months, get the phone call. I'm sitting next to Trey.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable. Mike, you're 39. Are you posting on social media?
Rarely.
And you're in Ohio because you're not worried about getting robbed.
So like, yeah, I mean,
No, it's accurate.
we got meth heads coming around trying to shake
But yeah,
us.
but they're not on your Instagram stories.
No.
They can't afford the phone.
But is that an age thing? Like, do any of your friends post? Like, no one gives a shit.
This guy posts all the time.
But does he post his social life?
Not as much.
Like,
more
hey,
business.
are you posting on a Friday night where you're having dinner?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Trying to.
You're trying to do that.
Trying to get a little bit more access to like
Yeah.
I think ours is different because we're trying to like grow a brand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you could do that too, but I'm just saying I'm more interested if people are personally sharing their social life at what
Authentically. That's the real thing.
Yeah.
Because 10 years ago, we all used to authentically post what we were doing. Now we don't do it.
Yeah.
rarely, yeah.
I posted a
Spa day.
But that's a flex, right?
That's a flex. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
just
It
like, I'm
sounds
not in
like
LA
trust.
spa daying it.
Our
Fuck
friends
you.
in Ohio were like, "What's that?"
All right. Yeah, it's interesting to see. But I think the AI will get backlash. Like, for example, I think two things can be true. I think there will be a fully AI generated music group that has the biggest song in the world.
Yep.
No doubt in my mind. I feel confident that will happen. The problem is, if you think about like, take an artist like Drake.
Mm-hmm.
We've been following this guy since he was, I don't know,
2008.
early 20s?
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah, right? And so in music particularly, why I think AI has a big flaw, and entertainment in general, we love the backstory. How many musicians are there where their music actually isn't that good, but the story of who they are and why they exist is so much better? And that can't be done through AI. You could, it's just not authentic. It's not real. And like music is one of those things. Like when you see like does Justin Bieber make the best music? No, but we've all seen him now go through his ebbs and flows as an adult. So when he goes through his like emotional roller coasters and he releases songs that represent that, like people go on that journey with him. That you can't.
I agree. And I hope young people will be able to experience that, because I don't think they will.
I think so. I think they're gonna want to connect with people still. Like take the genre of rap. If rap was not like real life, shit would never have worked.
I think Justin Bieber is a great example because I'm a huge fan of his, and his journey is what makes me a bigger fan of his.
Yeah.
But I'm also turning 40.
So
I don't know if a 22-year-old gives a shit about the journey.
No, I think they do. You just think they're like a good song?
Yeah, they want a good song. And
I
they
think
move
that's
on.
fine. That's EDM. EDM is just a good song. No one knows the story of David Guetta.
You know what's interesting is someone actually mentioned, because we talked about how shrooms and weed were very prevalent in the parties, like very legal. You're allowed to do them. How is that going to impact what music is popular? If that's the
they were already
choice
on.
of,
That shit was on 20 years ago. They were on it.
but now it's like getting a Bud Light.
I mean, smoking weed at Coachella was like a Bud Light 20 years ago.
I know, but now it's like more, and now it's like alcohol is not even a substance you want to even drink.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, getting a drink at Coachella is the easiest thing in the world.
100%. So my point is, now that we know everyone was doing drugs forever, that's not the point. The point is the youth have gravitated towards these substances versus alcohol. How is that going to impact what music is popular?
Yeah.
Is that going to change what?
I don't think that doesn't.
You don't think that changes music?
No, I think it changes music, but
like,
I
dramatically.
don't think it means they like AI more just because they're stoned out of their mind.
Not AI. Nothing by AI. It's like right now we know what the most popular songs are.
Yeah.
Now we know this is what these people's moods are because of the substances they use. Does the music change?
I don't know. I have to try mushrooms to know. Once I try mushrooms, I can tell you about the future of music.
You had a gummy, so how do you feel about
well, no,
music?
that was just weed, though. I've felt that before.
Okay.
That I don't have a.
But I'm saying when it becomes this, when that is the vodka soda, shrooms and gummies and a blunt, music's gonna change.
Yeah, look, I think music has already changed, and it's a bunch of subcultures. I think the other thing to note. So here's my big take: is I think Stagecoach is going to be bigger than Coachella in the coming years, because Stagecoach probably represents something that's like more familiar for a lot of people. It's true. Like I think the fact that Morgan Wallen is literally the number one song on Spotify for the last couple months is fucking nuts. It's not Bad Bunny. It's not a Drake song. That new Drake song came out. It came out for one day. It was number one. Back to Morgan Wallen, number one again. I think that there's a lot of kids that just want regular ass shit.
So you think Coachella is not reflective of what is happening in America?
I think it's what's happening globally, but not what's happening in America.
Interesting. Globally.
I think Coachella's more.
I actually don't think globally Coachella is reflective.
Why? I think not from
from the cultural.
Not from the progressiveness. Not obviously nobody's progressive around the world except for America. But like I'm talking from music standpoint, like Spanish music is very big globally, right? Like even Indian music is big globally. Has never been big in America.
Yeah.
But I just don't. That's how I feel. I feel Stagecoach is going to be popping.
So you think Stagecoach is going to be bigger than Coachella? In what year? Real estate for Stagecoach versus Coachella flips when?
I think if you're a brand, you should be at Stagecoach. You should ditch fucking Coachella. And I'll tell you why.
I actually don't disagree.
I think there's too much noise at Coachella, and unless you're Revolve, who owns The Weeknd, you can't compete. There are 100,000 more people. Stagecoach has 2 weekends too. And it's just a bunch of young kids, again, that want to get drunk. Let me tell you what, they're not handing out mushrooms over there. Or Bud Lights.
They're drinking Coors Light.
Coors Light. And I think these artists are becoming like...
I think you're right. It's sad. I think Stagecoach is going to be the more culturally relevant.
If I was a brand, I'd go all in on Stagecoach.
And there's no parties there. Just go.
There's no parties. There's no brand that represents. There's no lifestyle represents. Stagecoach is it. And let me tell you something. There's something, as much as people want to hate on like, just like what like America was in the past. There's nothing like, you see someone wearing they're rowing their flag in their truck. That shit's desirable all over the world.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to disagree after being at Coachella for 12 hours.
I think if someone from, suburbia, deep suburbia, like an older person from the middle of the country went to Coachella, they would lose their fucking shit. They would. They would. All right, Eric, what about in Atlanta? What's going on? Are people super hip and progressive, or are they just Morgan Wallen it?
I mean, I don't even know who Morgan Wallen is, but just think about this. Like, you go to a Georgia football game, and it's like in the South, an hour away from the city. That's like the core demographic of Georgia. You think those people are doing shrooms? Like, you think those people are smoking weed?
Yeah.
They're definitely still drinking Bud Light. They don't care about that scandal at all. And that's Atlanta being progressive. So imagine like Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah, Atlanta's like the progressive city of the
literally
bunch.
like a couple blocks of like some weed dealers and some scammers. And everything else is like farm money, Chick-fil-A money. Those guys Chick-fil-A don't even support gays. You think they're gonna do mushrooms? You think they're gonna have mushroom Sundays?
Fair point. Yeah, that's fair. I think people always like forget what the rest of the world is actually like. And the thing is people in America like to make comments about America's such a terrible place to live or difficult place to live. And then you haven't been to the rest of the world.
Yep.
What countries would we say are super progressive? Canada? That's about it.
I think it ends.
It ends at Canada. I can't. I think outside of Canada, I don't think there's some super progressive country.
I
out
mean,
there.
even in UK, Meghan Markle wasn't even welcome.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about Europe, it's not welcoming for
Natives.
non-natives in almost any country there. So,
Asia, 100%.
Asia 100% is one of the most racist places on earth. So we know that doesn't really fly. We're not even off the LGBTQ part yet.
No.
We're still dealing with race shit there.
Yeah. They're not close to that.
Yeah, that's my point. It's that like
I will say Coachella is not reflective of anything of America.
Yeah.
It's literally the most bubble. Like I had like a lot of thoughts when we were experiencing kind of our 12-hour journey, and I was like, this isn't real life.
No, it's Fantasyland. People dress up. It's make believe.
It is make believe.
It's make believe. You make believe for a weekend.
But social media makes you think that's how the whole country exists,
Yeah.
which is wrong.
I mean, if I was a Republican congressman, I'd be posting pictures of Coachella and say, we're taking back this country. It's an easy strategy if I saw what I saw. If I was a Republican strategist, I'd have boots on the ground in Coachella and I'd wrap up the next 8 years.
Coachella's definitely a different beast.
Yeah.
It's not reflective of America.
No, not at all. All right. Well, that was our very long, extended recap of 12 hours of Coachella. We didn't even go to the goddamn festival.
It was more like a social commentary.
It was social commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's pretty funny just to think like where we think we are as a society, but where we actually are.
Yeah.
I
Very
think
different.
It's very different. Speaking of progressive countries, Saudi Arabia is transferring $78 billion of Aramco shares to a wealth fund, to their sovereign wealth fund.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like the next generation of companies and funds will basically be anchored by the wealth of the Middle East.
Absolutely. So if you are a venture fund, if you're a private equity fund, if you're a company that's raising capital, in one way or the other, it's being tied to the Middle East.
Yeah.
Either through the LPs of the funds that are investing in your company, or if you're a venture fund and those are your LPs. We know everyone's dialing for dollars in the Middle East. That's like not like a secret anymore. Everyone has been to Saudi Arabia in the last 6 months.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty fascinating that like the country that is making money off basically one of the oldest trades in the world, which is the oil business, is basically funding the future of technology.
And they did from 2008 on.
Yeah.
They were literally the biggest LPs in every
Vision fund.
Yeah, every company that was built that made transformative technologies was tied to the Middle East in some way of capital. Whether it's U.S., Middle East, Korea, Japan.
You know where Coachella could never happen? Saudi Arabia.
They will have one.
Be a very different vibe.
I think that's their goal.
They want to be culturally relevant.
Yeah. They had a festival. It was different.
I mean, there was definitely no alcohol. You
I
think
think
that
that's gonna
weed,
change.
shrooms, and gender fluid? No.
No, I think weed shrooms aren't going to happen anytime soon in Saudi Arabia, but I think alcohol is within the next 6 months.
In what capacity?
I
think you walking down a restaurant in Saudi Arabia and having a drink?
I think in
You're out of your goddamn mind.
by 2024, 100%.
Okay. That's a big bet. That you go walk down the street in Riyadh.
Yeah, you go to the Ritz and you have a beer.
Okay. It's a big.
All the bars are built.
Can you believe, like, when you think about what we're talking about is progression in Saudi Arabia, and then we talk about Coachella?
Very different. But from what I've been told, I haven't been to Saudi Arabia, but what I've been told at Cipriani in Saudi Arabia, the bar is built. There's no alcohol. So why is the bar built?
It looks nice.
But there's nothing there.
No water.
No, but the whole bar. Everyone's expecting it to change soon.
Got it.
That's the message that people have told me.
You know the other thing? Don't we have a lot of oil? Can't we start drilling again?
A whole different topic.
Why?
Yeah, the Keystone Pipeline.
Yeah, what happened to that? Don't we need oil right now?
We were net exporters of oil.
Yeah, that's why am I paying $5.50 for a gallon of gas still?
I don't know enough about oil to have a
Oil seems like big scam.
probably.
I don't understand why I'm paying $5.50 for a gallon of gas.
Still expensive.
It's too expensive. You can't go anywhere. And that's just cash out of your pocket when we know we can have more.
Yes.
I was driving on the 10 the other day, and I saw a billboard that said gas tax in all the other states caps out at 29 cents. Gas tax in California is $1.10 a gallon.
You see Bill Ackman turned on your boy?
Vivek? What'd he say?
He's not the guy.
No, he's not. He's Vivek Ramaswamy's a joke.
Yeah, because he originally said Bill Ackman was like, this is the candidate. And
He's gone off the...
yeah, he's like, his policies don't reflect anything I think of.
No, he's
No.
embarrassing. He's a complete embarrassment. His policies are a joke. He's an idiot. I hate him.
Yeah. We hated him from the start.
I actually didn't mind him on his first speech. Now he's just lost the plot. He's gone full alt-right.
Yeah, he's trying to be Trump.
Yeah.
And he's not charismatic enough to be Trump.
Yeah.
And you're not white.
And you're brown, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Look in the fucking mirror. All right, let's move on. I think this was like pretty big news, but JPMorgan just had record earnings the other day. I mean, I think they're projected to make like $80 billion of profit this year.
Yeah, they're going to be the biggest winner of all the regional bank collapses. Everyone's moving to
Big
Jamie,
bank.
King Jamie,
Yeah.
and Jamie Dimon, who, I've picked a bone with, but he's good at what he does.
I want to be friends with Jamie Dimon. I don't have like FOMO of like being friends with anyone. I want to be friends with him.
He seems to be one of the few people in the business world that he's one of probably like 5 players that matter.
Yeah.
If you think about global economy,
yeah.
he's one of them.
It's like him. It's Elon. Buffett, MBS.
Yep. 100%. And then whoever the president of the United States is.
Yeah.
He's the spokesman of the financial system for the United States of America.
Yeah. I would say he's a global. I mean, JP Morgan's not a...
No, I'm saying if you were to think about who's your best guy.
If we had to send a war,
Yeah.
financial wars,
Yeah.
I would feel Jamie Dimon would represent America very well.
Yeah.
He'd win.
He's number one.
He's number one.
It's him, Steve Schwartzman,
Yeah.
Buffett.
Jamie Dimon in that show did give Adam Newman a lot of money, though.
It's true. I mean, he's made mistakes. Made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. That's like one of the guys, if there was like, oh, who can I have lunch with? I want to have lunch with Jamie Dimon.
Probably could.
Be at a lunch with, or
You could be at a lunch. I don't know if he would take lunch with you.
he would 100% not take lunch with me. But at a lunch with, I would.
You just want him to hear him do the...
Yeah, I just want to hear your spiel. I
Shenanigans.
want to hear your spiel. What are you selling people these days? Because he clearly knows which way things are going.
Yeah.
He sees real time
What's
more data.
crazy is like, if you think about, I mean, obviously he's super rich, but he's
Yeah.
not on the level of like wealth that an Elon, a bomber.
Well, he didn't create anything.
Yeah, exactly. But his power is probably equivalent, which is crazy.
I mean, think about it. When SVB collapsed, everyone was like, when the fuck is this guy going to buy?
When Jamie's stepping in.
Yeah. Yeah, his power is unmatched.
His
to his
power
wealth.
is very disproportionately relative to his wealth.
Yeah.
Even though he's really rich. I'm not like discounting how rich he is,
Yeah.
but he's not Elon.
Yeah. Fair. All right. So we were speculating. regarding what happened with Cash App founder Bob Lee. And now there's evidence saying that people heard them fighting, and it was about Nima Momeni, who is the murderer of Bob Lee's sister. That's what people think now the discussion was about.
What's your thoughts?
I believe that. I believe that's what it is. I believe that, and I've said this before, that I think people are fucking crazy now. And I hate when people say, oh, you can't say that about people. No, people are. People have become unhinged. If they don't like something, they take it into their own hands.
So you think 5 years ago he wouldn't have done this?
It's fucking insane. Think about it. You're in the car with your friend. That's like me stabbing Mikey yesterday. That's literally.
I don't want to laugh about it, but
that's what it is.
But you had no disagreement with Mikey.
But what if him and I got into it about something?
I think we talked about this in the car.
I did.
We talked about how people are unhinged.
Yeah.
Where people will just lose it.
Yes. I think people are, I'm telling you, it's a function of the lockdowns.
I mean, I don't want to say lockdowns. I think it's a function of people losing 3-4 years of their life and now are.
How did they lose their life? They lost because we were locked down.
Yeah, but it's a lot of things, right?
No, it's the lockdown. I just think that like people are very comfortable. Like, you know, I saw on TikTok the other day, I forgot it was like Dallas or whatever. People are just like standing on cars, banging on people's
will say,
music.
like, I'm.
What makes you think that's comfort? That's okay to do.
2023 April, I'm very afraid of confrontation. Like if someone's like a little aggressive, I just back off.
If if I'm with my kids and I hear someone talk loud, I fucking cross the street.
Yeah.
Straight up. I am not taking 1% risk with any of you psychopaths on this street.
No, it's true. I actually feel the same way. I feel the same way with if I'm out with Mav getting breakfast and I hear someone, I'm like, all right, we'll just wait until this person leaves.
Yeah.
Like I just don't want to like deal with it.
When I see someone like raise their voice at a restaurant, I'm like, all right, check, we get the fuck out. I don't want to see how the story ends.
It's true. There's definitely like a.
Did you see in Alabama this weekend, there was a shooting at a Sweet 16?
I didn't see that.
4 dead, 20 injured.
I didn't see that. That's terrible. Sad. 4 dead.
What is happening at a Sweet 16? You didn't like the Taylor Swift song they played? Yeah, exactly. Like
no, that's actually real?
Yes.
What are all the Republican
pundits saying?
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. That's yeah, as long as you pray, then
No, I've never been at a point where I've never been a confrontational person in my life. I've never been in a fight. I've never done any of that stuff. And now if you even see the scent of something that's argumentative, I'm out.
I've never really been in fights, but I used to be very confrontational.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. I would get in people's faces. But now, fuck no. I would never. The stuff that I would say to people just to egg them on.
Yeah, now it's just like, thank you, sorry, I'm out.
Sorry, I'm an idiot. You won. You're the man.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
Just don't kill me.
Just don't kill me.
That's literally my motive is basically like, I just want to survive.
I by accidentally cut someone off yesterday. No, the day before. And I was like, fuck. I was genuinely nervous because then they pulled up aggressively next to me and they tinted windows and I couldn't see what was inside. And I was like, God damn it. And so I just made a left And I was like, I'm going away from these people. I don't need to see what happens.
I mean, I'm waving at people. Thank yous for
Yeah,
no
yeah,
reason.
thank you. Yeah.
No reason. I'm
That's
literally
legit.
thanking everyone.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
You're just
yeah.
like, thank you for letting me go through this green light safely. I appreciate everyone in the neighborhood. You guys have done a great job today.
Yes, everything. It's literally everything. I'm just thanking everyone. What's the downside?
Yeah.
There's no downside being nice.
I think when you walk out of your door, first person you see, you thank them.
100%.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just say, I'm sorry. Thank you.
I'm sorry for existing. Thank you for making room for me to walk by.
I think that's the best way to live life right now.
Yeah, I agree. Trust me. I see people open the door and just barge in. I was like, whoa.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about that guy. He's a rude guy. I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
I'm a big sorry. Thank you guy.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty like shocked what's happening in society with just daily interactions.
Yeah, there's no upside in being the aggressor.
No.
Just like,
Just take the L and move
take
on.
the L. It's all good. You get to live.
Yeah. That's the win of the day.
The alternative is you get a bullet in your
Yeah,
chest.
the alternative is like
Someone
you end up on the
stabs you.
news.
Yeah,
I don't want to be on street people of any city.
I agree. On that note,
Yeah.
a
You have anything else going on?
Have a good Monday.
Yeah.
Say thank you and I'm sorry. The first things you say to
Yeah.
anyone when you interact with people
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Hey, this food is wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you brought it incorrectly to me. I see people sending food back at restaurants. I'm like, I didn't get goddamn
Are you
mind.
crazy?
Just eat that bad food. Out of your mind. All right, everyone. On that note, enjoy.
We have to do a special shout out. I didn't do it on Thursday. Happy birthday, Gilly.
Oh, yes. Gilly from Revolve. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
I think you turned 50.
maybe 60. Looks great.
He looks, I know he's old, so like whatever age he is, he looks great.
Yeah. And
Youthful.
we saw him at the festival.
Yeah, holding down the Revolve Fest. I'm sure it was a very busy weekend for him.
Happy birthday, Gilly.
Yeah, happy.
He had a Gilly shirt on.
I made that for him
Oh, you did?
a few years ago.
Okay. Look
Yeah.
great.
All right, everyone. Have a great week. No confrontations.
No confrontations.
Go out of the way.
Thank you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah.
Go to Starbucks tomorrow morning when
They
you get
mess up your
latte,
drink. You say, you know what? Thank you so much.
and I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry for inconveniencing you for making my drink incorrectly. All right. We'll see you Wednesday.